Oh, it just went. Oh, is it live on your phone?
Not seeing
I
anything
heard
yet.
myself, but that's okay. Hello, welcome. Nobody's here yet because it just started. We got everybody's back for tonight. It's crazy. I got heat wave, blue light sunglasses, and these guys are in a funeral home. Check it out. Look at them.
What? No, we're not in a funeral home.
They're in the back room because our career
We're
has
home.
died.
We're grieving.
No, it's our
We're grieving.
channel. The channel's
Oh,
dying.
oh, found it. Yep. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, this is where we live. This is the crew house, y'all.
This is the House of Crew.
The House of Crew.
The House of Crew. All right, I gotta quickly
I guess we
spam
gotta
like every
share, don't
Facebook
we?
group there is. I'm working on it. I'm like finding every monster truck Facebook group and spamming
Oh,
them. So
you know what we should have done? We really should
what's
have just
that?
had like a starting soon screen.
That would probably make sense.
You know.
Come to think of it.
Well, we got people. Sup, y'all? It's a banquet hall.
It's a banquet hall.
The camera is on you guys, by the way. Just letting you know.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Hey, what's
I was
up,
like-
everybody? For tuning in. Thanks for joining. We're doing something. Obviously it's different. This is our
Very
new home.
different.
We all live here. We're missing some people. We're missing Cameron. We're missing my dad and my brother. But this is where we live now. You're in one of the living rooms of this big ass house that we all live in now. And what's the project we're gonna be working on after this? We're working on the pool. Afterwards.
Right when we get done, so there's a big ass pool right behind these curtains right here, but it's getting dark out, so you probably won't be able to see it on camera. But we just drained a ton of water out of the cover of the pool, which kind of a funny story about that. So I've never drained a pool before, and me and Cameron, it turned into a whole kind of project, and thank God for Josh, he helped us out. And I forgot to tell Harley before she went to go pick you up from coming back to the shop.
Yeah.
And for those that have never cleaned out a pool before, I guess that it stinks like quite a bit. So I put all this like pool, like the hose, the pump, and everything in the back of the truck. And I messaged Harley like, "Oh, by the way, I may have put all Josh's stuff in the back of the truck." She's like, "I'm driving through town and it just smells so bad. Like, what is going on?" Like,
I was living 20 minutes down the road with the windows down because it was a nice day outside and it just smelled the entire way down there. And I couldn't figure out why.
So welcome to summer.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting the cookout set up. We got Wi-Fi literally. Was it yesterday?
yeah, you're welcome.
Got internet set up yesterday. We're trying to get the pool set up right now. We're in the kind of the middle, I guess, of our summer schedule. We got a long ways to go still. In this summer, just the start of the summer tour for all independent monster trucks and Monster Jam as well. We got a lot to discuss. I know everybody's wanting to know what's going on over here at Triple B. Everybody talking about the plans that Monster Jam has, especially for next year at World Finals. And honestly, if you want, we can get started with that.
I mean, that's like diving straight into the meat and potatoes. I mean, are you sure you want to dive right in? Because there's a lot of people that are not really happy with that.
I say we just strap on in there. And Coop, I know you were talking about wanting to even go to that next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to that for sure. Just because it's on July 1st, and you know what's even better? It's all in one day. It seems so. It's perfect.
But do you think that's gonna make it better though, or do you think it's gonna make it worse?
Better for the viewers. Worse for the crew guys.
Oh yeah, the crew guys are gonna be absolutely
Crew
overworked.
guys, trucks, and drive. I mean, obviously the rest of the staff as well.
Oh yeah,
I
the
just
rest of
think
the
it's-
guys.
I just think it's so funny because we've talked about like how bad Orlando was. It's like you're going to Orlando, Florida in May. It's super hot. Florida's super muggy. It's either a rain show or just absolutely humid. And then, not to mention, World Finals week it's an entire week for the crew guys to set up, get everything ready, and then 2 days of show. Then the next day is either like assess everything and just shove it in the trailer and get back to the shop. It is hell for a lot of those guys. So when everyone heard the news, it's like, sweet, they're going to Nashville. Probably won't be as hot in May. And then we just see today that it's like they're going to have World Finals in Nashville, Tennessee, July 1st.
So that kind of begs the question: does first quarter run through June now?
So that's not even a quarter of the year anymore.
No.
That's half a year.
The year.
So it's like you have
It's 2
first
quarters.
half. Yeah, it's literally 2 quarters worth of touring. So my question is, are they going to be up for it? Like there, I can kind of see but I guess here's my other question, because they're wanting to do everything in one day. So two wheel skills, high jump, free. I don't know why they still have high jump, which is beyond me. So it's two wheel skills, high jump, and then racing and freestyle all in one day. We've been to Nashville. We've been to that stadium before with Monster Jam. I don't think they have enough room for a certain amount of trucks to be there to be a World Finals caliber event.
Nah.
With that being said, are they going to cut down the lineup even more for the World Finals? And at that
trucks.
point, is it even really a World Finals?
What are you going to say, Coop?
I was 18 trucks. Put it there.
18 trucks.
18. You're either in or you're out. Don't be crying about it.
So if it's 18 trucks in competition, you are not giving those crew guys enough time. Like, especially if you have a truck that goes up there for all 4 events. God bless you if you're out there for all 4 events. Like if you're on an Anderson truck or a sponsored truck, like you are sweating. Like there's just not enough time. And someone actually made the comment. I don't know who it was. It's like, so what? World Finals is going until 3:00 in the morning, which is a proper assumption, but
no, it is. I mean, because
we've
experienced rain delays and all that stupid shit. You know, trucks break in and trying to get trucks off the track. I mean, this could be a disaster. I didn't think it was real when I saw it, honestly.
No, I didn't think so
I thought
either.
it was fake.
Yeah, someone actually made a fun, like, kind of a meme post saying that World Finals was going to be in Antarctica, just to try and keep it cool for everybody that wants to go. Because I guess a lot of people were actually really upset about how hot and muggy it was to go to that World Finals. I mean, when you want to do a big event, like, you know what, you want to be able to enjoy yourself. And from what we were hearing, like $10 for like a bottle of water or something like that, like, in that hot of heat, like it's unbearable.
Coop, me and you were in Nashville in July, okay, in 2019.
Yes.
And it was hot, dude.
Yes.
I was there too. You guys just didn't invite me to go out drinking.
Yeah.
We
I
rode
still-
scooters in the rain.
That was your last show at Monster Jam, and I remember it like it was yesterday. You're like, yeah, I didn't know you were there.
I still.
Me and Tweety rode scooters in an elevator, and we got on that bridge, and then we rode down the
I
bridge.
just drunk the whole time. It's probably why I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember.
You
But-
remember Top Golf
I
caught
think-
on fire?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was
Top
crazy.
Golf? Man, I wish I went out and did cool
We didn't
things.
go to
I-
Top
I
Golf.
took that.
We didn't go. We were just riding scooters in Nashville Street, avoiding drunk people and trying not to crash.
Well,
And taking drunk people home.
Correct.
I still want to know who that is.
No, you don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's a disaster. I think you're putting way too much in one day. You know, you have, a truck break in whatever, the high jump competition, okay? You send the loader, now you're adding 15 minutes here. So that's going to be the whole day. It's going to be you're adding 15 minutes here, adding 20 minutes here, 5 minutes there. It's going to be hot as hell. You're going to be losing the attention of all the fans. It's like, yeah, it sounds great to have all that in one day. It seems like it would just be nonstop. But you have a lot on your plate.
Exactly. I mean,
Overload.
It's just overload. And who's to say, like, maybe they're end up cutting back on company trucks. They're going to start.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they're going to cut back on trying to force so many company trucks for next year's season, because I've just been hearing rumors that they're trying to go back to 3 stadium tours and go back to 4 arenas. But in order to do that, now that the whole COVID regulations have lifted, you're going to have to invite more independents. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to be able to have a full truck lineup and still be able to do that many tours at the same time. However, we kind of like to tease Monster Jam with a lot of the things that they've been doing. There were some shows that were sold out that we were like, that's awesome. This is great for the company, great for the industry, not the company, but for the industry.
Yeah.
Glendale, like our Anaheim, like there were some really big stadium shows that were sold out for days on end. Go to the World Finals. It looked like hardly anybody was there.
Yeah.
Being the biggest event of the year, something needs to change. And I guess my question to the group is it because the intensity of what is the World Finals has just toned down quite a lot, or could it just be from just the crazy prices that is to be able to go to the World Finals? Because I think we saw it was like, to me, the cheapest ticket I could find, someone in the comments would probably correct me, the cheapest ticket I could find for one person was about $150.
Oh, that's worth
I don't care who you are. I don't care if all the trucks are gold plated. I don't care if I'm walking out of there with half a truck. I am not paying $150 for a ticket in the middle of summer.
Wait, is this for Nashville?
No, this is what I saw for Orlando.
Oh,
That
wow.
was about what I saw for tickets in Orlando. Was about $150 because me and the wife were thinking about going, but it was about after taxes, just tickets alone was $320. And then, not to mention, hotels in Orlando ain't cheap. That's another thing. 4th of July weekend in Nashville, of all places, what's the hotel listings going to look like?
Yeah.
That's going to be awful. Absolutely awful for everybody that wants to go.
Bring a camper.
Yeah, no
We
kidding.
got one. Bring a camper.
Not too close to the track, though. They might mistake that for an obstacle. Oh, wait, never mind. Monster Jam doesn't do campers anymore. You're fine.
It'll be alright.
You'll be fine. But
The party scene there will be awesome. It'll be a week-long thing, with fans coming in, wanting to hang out with the drivers and all that. Don't get me wrong. I feel like it could be a lot of fun, but you're placing it at the wrong time of the year, though. I mean, you got to move that at minimum up at least a month.
yeah, like move it back. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're talking July. You're wanting to go out of August.
No.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. So,
Back to Vegas.
no
problem with it in Vegas.
Well, I feel like looking back now, because I'm kind of kicking myself because for a while I was like, this is good for the sport, getting that have the biggest show travel. In the last 2 years, well, obviously COVID didn't help, but I mean, the first one that we were a part of really didn't do really all that well. I mean, don't get me wrong, the track was insane, the competition was awesome, but as far as attendance, nobody really wanted to go because of where it was. I'm sorry, but Orlando's very cramped. I feel like Orlando or World Finals needs to be kind of more out in the open, a little bit more room to stretch,
like
stretch
Vegas.
out. Like Vegas, yes, like Las Vegas.
The best spot
But
for it.
I don't know. Maybe 2024 they're gonna send it out to Montana, and nobody's gonna be there.
2024. We still got another year after that.
Look, I understand. I truly believe this is their thought process. Is the last 2 years or the last 2 times they've had World Finals, obviously being Orlando, and they've dealt with rain. So they feel like, okay, we're gonna move it to a spot where in the summertime they still get rain, but if you move to July, maybe not. Maybe we can avoid the rain. People can just deal with the heat, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, because heat exhaustion isn't a thing or anything.
yeah,
It's not.
yeah. You're just gonna kill people instead.
No, that'd be fine. Or this year that they're gonna charge $20 a water, and that's how they're gonna make their money.
Yeah.
Not from merchandise sales. No, it's they're
The
literally
hydration station
they're-
gonna be pumped.
they're
and that's
literally
what-
gonna have everybody just almost die of thirst and charge everybody $20 for a bottle of water. It's we're not making any money for the show, so either you want to survive or suffer.
What do you
Hey,
think?
Luke, can you see the comment section?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay. Y'all in the comment section, you got a question for us, you got a question for Coop, drop it down there. We got a long ways to go in this stream. We ain't even.
Yeah, to be honest, so I guess we could kind of while Cooper's trying to find questions. So the reason why you guys are here is actually one of the shows got canceled that you were supposed to go to. So kind of talk since we're talking about heat and everything, talk about that last Alabama show that you guys went to.
It was miserable, wasn't it?
It was worse than Florida.
Yeah.
Imagine Florida's hottest day and times that by 20.
It was awful. I mean, she hit the nail right on the head. We've lived in Florida, we've lived in Texas. Okay, we've dealt with the heat. Electrical work. I've worked on monster trucks out in the heat of the summer in these states. Both of those states, nothing compares to what we had to deal with in Alabama last week, and it was awful for everybody, for the fans, for everybody working behind the scenes. Now the show,
Just heat-wise, just weather-wise.
yeah, the shows were awesome.
Everything else was
Shows were
great.
fantastic. I mean, great shows, but
Did-
man, that sucked.
Did you hit a porta potty to cool off?
It wasn't to cool off.
Oh.
Yes, I did hit a porta potty.
Now here's the other question: did you have her clean it? Did she clean the truck up afterwards?
Actually, she did. She.
When are you gonna hit him? Oh man!
Because we got this. All right. We took home some money.
Free Cooper. Yeah, that's a trophy.
Yeah, Cooper's never seen a trophy before.
I got two. A skills win, and I went to the finals in racing on Saturday night. 2 freestyle wins on the weekend. The show itself was awesome. The Mayhem of Monsters tour, y'all. I feel like they get a few good shows under their belts, attendance wise. I feel like they could really be like the next Throwdown. They could be the next toughest tour of summer. I mean, they're thinking of everything for the fans to keep them engaged and entertained. I mean, you got the side act of freestyle motocross, but they started something this last weekend, y'all, called Mullet Mayhem, which is where they had Tim Mazendez hop in like a shitty Dodge Durango and go drive around the track and hit monster truck ramps with it. It was awesome.
That one quit. They had another backup car for him, and then when that one quit, they had another backup car for him to drive. So it was just constant entertainment the whole
Constant
time.
mayhem.
They had pyrotechnics before and after the show. I mean, they're thinking of everything. These are good quality shows. I feel like they get some good shows, they make some money, get some more events under their belt, and they really could be like the next Throwdown.
See, I think the really cool thing is this guy that is the promoter. I don't know his name. You might be able to tell me, but like the split personality truck.
Yeah.
I guess he owns the race truck and the ride truck. So not only is he the promoter, but he also drives his trucks at the show. And
Drives the truck during the pit party, and then sits his race truck.
The guy works his ass off. Their whole crew does. And
Everybody
the cool thing is they all have such good attitudes
Mhm.
about themselves. Every single person on their staff, they all bust their ass, and he takes care of everybody. And we all have a great time working together. But it's like this guy, his name's Arliss. He and his wife Rachel, they run everything. They are so humble. It's like we got there and it was time to wash the trucks. So Harley's out in the wash bay. She's washing the gator, and I'm going to bring a ladder over to her. And this is the owner, the promoter of the show, stops me. Hey, man, you doing all right? You need anything? Are you hungry? And I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. What is going on
What?
over here?
Cooper, who are you talking to?
Let me tell a story.
We can hear Cooper talking in the background.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Well, anyway.
By the way, for those that don't know, Cooper's running everything right now for this stream.
Well,
So anything
it's
that
hard
happens,
when you got this guy who broke into my house and all that.
So, anyways, I'm going to go take Harley a ladder over to help wash truck and all. He stops me. Hey, y'all need a sandwich? You need anything? I'll go make you a sandwich right now. What do you want on it? It's like this guy is so humble to look after everybody that's working for him and taking care of everybody. And obviously, the shows they go off without a hiccup.
Mhm.
I mean, it was good. I mean, what'd you think? It was your first time hanging out with them. This is my second
I
time.
mean, they were awesome. I mean, you have everything you could want for a monster truck show there. I mean, cars to crush, porta potties to run over.
Good track
you know,
layout.
Good track layout.
the track looked like a lot of fun.
Fireworks, pyro, smoke bombs, like everything.
I just thought it was the funniest thing ever because, like, as soon as the track was built, I had like 3 of my friends. They're like pretty big super fans. Like, anytime there's something going out, they send me pictures. But they like, is this Tweety's track? And I'm looking, I'm like, wow, the pink and like turquoise is kind of different. I'm looking, I'm like, are those porta johns for the turning poles at this track?
Nobody hit the turning poles in racing. It was our 2 trucks there, so it was Casey and the Wolf, and myself and Gator. Then you had the Murphy brothers and their trucks, and both Justin and Jeff Murphy, Fatal Attraction Prime Time. And you had the promoter in his truck, and then you had Brad Shipper in Against the Grain. All of us got along great. The competition was fierce. I mean, it was all we were good with each other, right?
Absolutely.
There was no shit talk or anything like that. No hard feelings. It was just good racing, good freestyle. We had a great time.
That's awesome, man. And honestly, like, I don't think. Well, I've only been to a handful of shows since I've joined Triple B, and actually, what is it? 1 show under my belt? No, I've got a couple now. I can't keep track. Honestly, it feels like every other weekend I'm going. Well, no, every weekend I'm going to do something with monster trucks. This weekend though, you guys actually get to relax finally because you guys have been gone for. As of today, yeah, we don't want to jinx it. For all we know, we'll get a text from the boss, and it's like, hey, guess what? You guys are going to Canada like tonight. Like, get out of here. But no, so it must be feel good to come back to the shop, get a chance to relax, even though we won't talk about what it was. But you had to go do a quick delivery from Des Moines, like literally as soon as you get here. It's like, all right, go back on the road.
Just got back.
Yeah, just got back from Iowa. Go back to Iowa. So, but no, it must be nice that you guys get to come back, kind of recharge, because being out on the road for that long, for those, like, everyone's like, oh, monster trucks every weekend, that sounds so awesome, this and that, but going through the heat, fixing the trucks, just all the maintenance, trying to make sure everything's 100%, and, it may seem like a week is a lot of time, but really it's not. Like, there's only so many hours in the day, especially like when you go out and you got like a 3-show weekend. Like, those it's a lot of wear and tear, not just on the trucks, but on the drivers as well. Like, you're going through the heat. You got to, you gotta be able to represent yourself, your truck, and your team in front of the fans. So I'm sure you guys coming back and be able to recharge a little bit. It's well deserved. Plus, we get our pool opened up next week, so you get to use that.
We'll enjoy this new place. It was like we moved in. It was like, all right, hit the road. You'll be back in 2 months.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So
we got a break. My pops and my brother, they're out, I think, on the East Coast right now.
I think they're somewhere in New Hampshire. I'm not
Okay.
100% sure. I know they recently did a throwdown show up in Michigan. I think they're going to another throwdown show. I'm not sure how many they're doing, but I know they're doing a couple.
Well, I heard Logan actually made it to the finals in barefoot in racing against Jerry Beck the first show, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Jerry Beck or was it Elliott driving? Because I know Elliott stepped in.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, he lost to a short Asian dude. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of Logan for stepping it up in racing like he has been. He's getting the truck figured out, feeling more comfortable when it comes to racing, and he's doing a great job.
How do you feel about? So we have a group chat. I feel like anytime Logan has an event, we get an autobiography of what he does every single weekend. And I'm just like, so are we like saving this? Are we like typewriting this so that way at the end of Logan's career we have like every single show that he's ever done is right here.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's super awesome. I'm looking forward to. There's a couple shows we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
The biggest one I'm looking forward to is we got to see in the beginning of the season when I first joined Triple B, we did the Granite City event. And you were down in Texas. You guys were packing up and getting ready to move up here. So James filled in with Boss Gator, and just seeing where everybody was as far as like competing, like where they were with their driving skills. Now, I'm really looking forward to when we go back in October for the hometown show, and it's just all of our team trucks and seeing really where like everybody is excelled at. You, however, have like jumped in a truck like you've been driving for like 10 years. So, I mean, I'm extremely impressed. Your brother Cameron, like first show when we were out there in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and he went out for skills, and we're like, all right, he's just gonna kind of hit it. Like he doesn't really know how he's gonna hit it, and dude just guys Caroline Crush were like, oh, okay, so there's something about being a Tweety that just lets you just air out a truck like it's just nothing to you guys. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, we pushed ourselves. You know, we waited on, I don't know, what seems like an eternity for this opportunity. We want to make the most of it. You know, don't let anything go past us. Don't have any regrets. And I feel like he and I, at least for he and I, we've had great first shows. You know, just hopping in a truck, and he's trying to get the truck figured out mechanically. You know, it's a new piece to us, so we've got a lot of bugs to work through still. That's with any new piece anywhere to any team.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to represent Carolina Crusher extremely well. I feel like that's a really good fit for him. Don't get me wrong. I did not see him hopping into a truck, with the legendary Carolina Crusher. But I feel like it's going to be a good fit for him. He plays it real well.
And honestly, there's tons of room in that cab too, because for those that don't know, Carolina Crusher and soon to be, I'm drawing a blank. I forgot her name. Casey. Sorry. Casey's new truck will be eventually Monster Patrol, and those are both Darren and Kaylee Miguez's old trucks, Nitro Menace and Jailbird, and they're just really solid pieces. We just got the trailer from them, well, last night, but today, finding all the parts and everything that they had, and like kind of finding all the goodies and stuff that they had to work on their trucks. I mean, I think that trailer out of all the ones that we have is probably closest to what we had when we worked at Feld. Just everything's got a place, all the organized, all the little cubbies and hidey holes. It was kind of funny because we tried to get everything out the dance floor, and we didn't know where you went. I know you were messing with your screen or whatever. All right, Harley, you're the smallest one. Go up there on the lift and just start handing us stuff down. I'm sorry, that must have been so hot today. Like I felt terrible.
Pretty hot. I need to quickly get all this stuff.
I was waiting for you to just start chucking stuff at me, Riley, and Josh. Like, just get it out of here.
But today was a good day though. We got some stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
While y'all were doing that, I was messing with my truck, which I'm really excited about. The truck, when we first got it, had a Holley EFI screen for your gauges. It didn't have EFI,
right?
But it had screen in it. The screen broke as soon as we got it. Stuff happens. There was a electrical issue in the truck, shorted out. Whatever. I don't know what happened. But I got the new screen today. Was hooking it up, and that was actually really cool because I had to go through and program everything. So I was like learning as it went along, and that was really cool. So while y'all were outside doing that, that's what I was messing with.
Yeah, I would much rather deal with the heat and moving parts around than electrical. So you can have that. That's all you.
I'm not gonna lie, it was super aggravating. Just like, Nothing wanted to work. It wasn't like the plug and play like they swear it is. And then you had to go through and actually set. Okay, this is your water temp. This is your oil pressure. This is your RPM. And you had to actually like kind of I don't say program it, but you had to program it. I know that's not gonna make a whole lot of sense, but you couldn't just like plug in. Oh, it's
just
working.
plug in and it works.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun today. That was cool. As far as shows have been going for us though, like you said, Cameron hopped in a truck and it didn't look like it was first time on a truck, and that's always good.
Yeah.
If you see a driver hop in a truck and it looks like it's at least their first year, second year in driving. I mean, that says a lot about a driver. Cheyenne, Wyoming was an absolute blast. The week before that, we were hanging out with the Gras in Montana. I mean, just a little show, like just a simple, small little Monsters of Destruction show. But man, there were some loud fans there. I mean, they came out in the mud. They were there like for all three shows. I mean, just some hardcore monster truck fans that just wanted to see us go out and do. And the track, like it was nothing impressive. Now,
It's like three little bumps.
Small little dirt hill, maybe as big as the back of this freaking couch. I mean, it was not a big track at all, but those fans ate it up out there, didn't they?
They did.
And then we got to talk about the Gras and give them a shout out. I mean, you're talking about some of the best guys in all of monster trucks in the twins of Tyler and Travis Gras. And then, they let us come to their place in Laramie for the whole entire week. They helped us work on our trucks. Was it Kylie and Kelsey? Is that the other twins that worked with it?
Yes.
The other set of twins that worked for them. And then their entire family, just good as gold. I mean, they would do anything for us. I hope at some point in our lives we can do the same for them and return the favor.
Yeah.
And open up our doors and cook for them and just go out like they did for us. So if y'all are watching tonight, we love you. Hope y'all are doing great. And then in the process, we met somebody else, Harley, who's got a new monster truck out on the circuit.
My mind is drawing a blank.
Okay, awesome. So anyway,
Geronimo.
Brandon Swick out there in Laramie, Wyoming. Laramie, it's I don't want to say it's a huge town, but I mean, in all of Laramie, this guy could have been on the opposite end of town. No, he's just like a couple blocks away from the Gras. And what a nice guy too, Brandon
Super
Swick
nice
is.
guy.
But he bought this old truck that's been up for sale for quite some time.
Yeah, it's been on racing junk for at least a year and a half.
And he bought it. The Gras, they've been working with him, showing him how to rebuild shocks. And you were a part of that. Why don't you talk about that for just a minute and that whole experience? Walking over, seeing Brandon's shop and the truck and learning shocks.
Yeah, it was a really nice shop. Me and Casey learned how to take apart shocks and put shocks back together. And it seemed super easy because I think they were brand new shocks. And then we went to go do your shocks and it was totally different.
Probably doesn't help that he goes through the dirt and the mud all the time, so all that debris
that
gets in
doesn't
him.
help I have a better understanding of shocks now, seeing them completely torn apart and put back together like 10 times.
So, and keeping up with it, if you don't know what we're talking about still, if you find something, it's like Wyoming Outlaw something on Instagram, that's how you find this guy. But you go find him on Instagram, follow the Geronimo Monster Truck. He had his first show as well in Wyoming, I think last weekend. Guy honestly did really well for his first show. So you got a new monster truck to follow, and it looks awesome. Old Chevy Apache body, black and red. It has a blue frame, blue chassis.
Blue frame, I kind of like I dig the blue frame.
Colors pop.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So hopefully we'll get to run with him, actually run against him sometime in the near future when we go out that far west. But
he's a great guy. When we were hanging out with the Gras, they had one pressure washer. He brought his own personal like hot seat pressure washer over for us to use. So, I mean, didn't ask anything of us.
Before we knew of him, we passed his house and we're like, hey, look, there's 2 monster truck tires in that guy's driveway. Come to find out that was his house.
Spence, you have a question.
What you got?
All right, we got a question.
Geez. Hey, Spence, how was the Carolina Crusher ride truck?
There we go. Here we go.
So from my very first show to the next show, I would have to say there's been a drastic improvement.
Absolutely.
Because the very first show, and I know before I came, when you guys drove around with Carolina Crusher ride truck, like there's been a lot of bugs and a lot of issues. And me and Derek Kraft, he works with us at the shop, super awesome guy, awesome fabricator. We devoted like an entire week to getting that truck right, and it is an entirely different truck.
Yeah.
And I absolutely enjoy it. Like the truck fires up on a dime, it stops really well. The pedals don't break. I know, for those that don't know, my very first show with that truck. Here you go, Waylon. I broke the gas and the brake pedal in my first show, and it's just old equipment, something we need to figure out. Same with a lot of the trucks that we have. They're old, and we got to find all the weak points. But I enjoy it quite a bit. There's still some things that I might want to tweak or change a little bit, but other than that, it's a pretty solid truck.
Look, I gotta say, when you brought that thing into Wyoming, brought that up to Cheyenne, like it made me proud, made me happy to see all the changes y'all have made to that piece.
Mhm.
I mean, just the short amount of time that you've had to work on it, though. I mean, it really is almost a completely different truck, and I mean, it ran, gave you no issues while driving it. I mean, this says a lot about what you and Derek and Josh and everybody else in the shop has been putting into that truck.
And Riley helped me bleed the brakes, and that was something I was fighting. And I don't know if it's just we've got like just these old Willwood brake calipers have just been a headache. But I was sitting back there trying to like hand bleed it, like what you were doing on Gator before you guys left the shop the first time. I'm like, I cannot get any fluid out of this thing. I'm looking at the reservoir, it's full. I'm like, man. So I got Riley to come over. We're pumping. I could like maybe hear one of the pistons moving. So I'm like, it's got to be a bad piston. Pull it off. There's just crud and corrosion. I'm like, oh, that explained why my back rear brakes weren't working. So we replaced that, and yeah, it's an awesome truck. I'm having a lot of fun with it. To me, the biggest thing, like I get it, like ride trucks are supposed to be a lot of fun, but safety. We got rid of those janky
The
lat bars that we got rid of. So now there's seat belts actually in the back. I'm thinking about possibly adding some handles because that was something we had in BKT that a lot of kids were holding on to. Like they're like motorcycle or BMX grip handles. I had one mom actually one time rip those off, like completely out of the weld. She was so scared. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, when we were in, I guess we could talk about this a little bit. When we were in Cheyenne, Wyoming, first of all, even though there wasn't that many people that showed up for that event, the track was so awesome. We had so much fun there. It was just all of our trucks. It was Mechanical Mischief, obviously Carolina Crusher ride truck, Wolf, Gator, and Rowley and Barely Tame. We were just all having so much fun. Even though the third show we had some hiccups, which it is what it is. But I think what probably the biggest thing that meant the most to you was your boy coming all the way up from Texas to see you drive.
That was pretty special.
So I mean, some of the videos I saw, I have never heard a grown man scream that high of a pitch before. But man, he was just having so much fun with all like, good lord, were all those his daughters? All the
he and his brother, they brought their girl. So his brother lives in Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Just happened to be at his. I mean, this is what memories are made of right here. He was visiting his brother. He had a strongman competition, and it just happened to be I was doing a show 30 minutes down the road, so they got to come.
It's like you got to go.
Yeah, that come out hanging up, and I didn't know he was there until come intros, and I was getting ready to park, and here he is hanging up on the damn fence, just loud and rowdy the whole time, and it ended up being a great. Like, actually, there were some hiccups in the last show, but come freestyle, there was just a lot of aggression to let out, and
there was.
And then I go out and have my first rollover in the truck, and whatever. It's my first rollover, driver error, doesn't matter. It was still fun. And what was really cool is not only was he there to witness that, my best friend, his girls, but my daughter was there as well. She was visiting us on vacation, and just to be there, be a part of all that. I mean, I'll never forget that weekend.
Kimberly looked like she was having just the time of her life. I mean, I know it was a little hot and it was a little much. And first of all, I'm sorry that you had to run ladder for ride truck, but I really appreciate you helping me out. But yeah, it was just such a fun weekend. The track was fun. Everybody just had an absolute blast. And honestly, I hope we get to go again because just shows where it's just our team. We just have so much fun. An absolute blast. But I gotta say, the announcer did Rowley so dirty when you guys did your little grudge match. So what they did, something was going on in the last show, and they decided that they were going to run a grudge match between Austin Tweedy and Mike Rowley. So they parked the trucks right there in front of the stands, and you guys did like a little rev off or whatever. Then before you guys do a run, so you guys get lined up, get ready to go. As soon as the light turned green, relayed the flag or whatever, you went. Rowley didn't move at all. And the announcer goes, barely tame, more like barely runs. And I'm just like, dude, really? Like, come on. But turns out it was just like a bad charger, which is something we're fixing at the shop. But, it's just one of those things where it's like, you're literally just sitting out there on a track in front of everybody. It's not a good feeling, but you know what? I'm just glad everybody had fun. And yeah, so I don't know if he watches this show, but one of our good friends we knew at Monster Jam, Scott Phillips. He was Bryce Kenny's crew chief, and one of the funniest things I remember him always telling me whenever Bryce rolled his truck, was you get on the radio and ask him, "Hey, are you okay?" And Bryce would obviously, "Yeah, I'm good, okay." It's like, all right, sit there and think about what you did. So when Tweety over here rolled the truck for the first time, immediately ran out there, made sure you're okay, like, whatever. And then I'm like, all right, sit there and think about what you did. And we're sitting here waiting for the loader. Not sure where he was, probably at the drive-thru or something. But here's the thing: you weren't the only one that had a rollover this weekend. Josh Baumgartner had his second rollover ever in Mechanical Mischief at the first show. And it's funny because you watched there was a lip or something, and it was for the tough truck course, and he just kind of hit it weird going in the corner. It's one of the slowest rollovers you ever seen. If he had the locker or something hit in the front, he would have saved it. Probably wouldn't have rolled it, but it was just the funniest thing because he completely turtled the truck, completely on its lid. And you'd think Josh was sitting there for 5 minutes. He's like, "I'm getting sick. Like, can someone roll me over?" But
I got to talk about the experience of rolling a truck, though.
what is that like? Like, I mean,
with playing BMG, with playing the games, and like I had, growing up, and you have that TV view, the gamer view, or whatever,
like third person where you're looking at the truck.
Third person, right? But being in that cab, and what had happened, I hit the jump, didn't know what exactly. I didn't know what happened when it was going on. I saw sky, I saw ground, sky, ground, like it was just all at once. No idea what happened until somebody showed me, on playback when it actually happened. But it's intense. It's loud. You hear the fiberglass crunching. You hear the metal hitting the ground. It's a lot to take in once you have so much going through your mind. What happens? Is something I did? Am I going to be okay? But when it's all said and done, and you're hanging there kind of on your side, like, this ain't so bad. Matter of fact, it's actually kind of fun. Kind of want to do it again.
And James, he doesn't mean it. If you're watching, it just skip this part of the stream. Oh man, dude, we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow.
I lived in Orlando, and that's all I could think about the whole time. Like, this is actually just like a badass roller coaster ride the whole time. Safety equipment obviously kept me healthy, kept me safe. So it was an experience, man. I didn't think I'd be rolling, I guess, so early, but you know me. I want to be able to push the truck to the limit, and I don't want to go out there and just tear shit up. But I'm trying to find that limit of pushing the truck and not breaking equipment. Mistakes are going to be made,
right? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to put on a show for people that spend their hard-earned money to come out and support the trucks. And not saying that there's anybody that's a bad driver, but we do have a lot of rookies on our team to where it's like, I feel like a lot of people are, I should say everybody's a rookie except for Josh. And I feel like a lot of people are just very timid of knowing what the truck is capable of handling. It's like, if I land a certain way, is this going to happen? Because I remember you had a weird landing. I'm not sure if it was in freestyle, whatever. You're like, dude, go check this corner, see if everything's fine, look for leaks, whatever. And I looked and it's like, everything's fine. I didn't see anything. Nothing was stripped. Nothing was broken. Nothing was cracked. But it's just everyone's kind of I wouldn't say they're scared of the trucks, but it's just nobody really knows where that limit is, and everyone's still trying to figure that out. But yeah, nobody here, it's cool to see a monster truck crash and everything, but at the end of the day, we don't want to crash the trucks because we're the ones that have to fix it or wash them and clean them. And we want everybody to be safe and have a good time in these trucks. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun. And damn it, we're having a lot of fun doing it too.
Well, that show was a blast. Obviously, this last weekend in Alabama, next to the heat, which made the show miserable, but it was a good time. And you kind of get that first rollover out of the way. You kind of get okay, you're not afraid of that anymore. Okay, get that out of the way. Didn't get hurt, so I'm not necessarily as afraid of rolling over. If that was really a thought in my mind or in any rookie driver's mind, you get that first rollover, get it done. You can finally move on. You know what it's like.
I will say this: that's probably the fastest I've ever ran ever. Is seeing you roll over. And we had a swarm of everybody on our team.
Everybody was right there looking at me through the windshield. And you you sit there and you think about what you did.
I had to. I couldn't help it. But Cooper, is there any more questions? I know you're kind of being quiet. Actually, did Cooper just go get food or something? Or are we just by ourselves?
No, I'm here. I'm just talking to Steve.
Oh, is he there?
Yeah, he just showed up.
So what kind of questions we got in the comment section?
We have. I had them, but I lost them.
Because we do have a couple things we can talk about.
What kind of dog is Waylon?
An asshole.
No, he is an asshole. cattle dog.
Well, you started talking about your rollover. That was the other question.
Yeah.
So that's done. Check your phone, Spence, was one of the comments.
Yeah, I got it. So a good friend of mine. So
Oh, there you go.
we. So I will say. So I guess I could say this with the debut of Carolina Crusher, like 2 days or whatever we had before, we had to load everything up and get out of there. So it's like we got the body back. It was from paint, and Josh was like, "We don't have the logos." So I'm like, "Say no more." So I called my good friend Mike Bev, who, for those that don't know who he is, he does a lot of the skins and mods for Beam and G. Awesome dude that knows Photoshop. And I'm like, "Hey, I need a favor. Like, I don't know if you have a logo for Carolina Crusher or if you can make one, but we don't have one for the truck right now. Could you hook us up?" So dude immediately dropped everything, made the logo, sent everything our way, and we had and the logo just looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny because yeah, he literally dropped everything, made the logo for us. He's like, if you need anything else, say no more. Like, I'll hook you up. So now, like, I asked him, like, hey, well, we could probably use one for Monster Patrol, get the barefoot logo, and get basically just so that way, in case a body gets tore up to the point where it's like we need a new one, we have everything at the computer at the shop that Josh can send to whoever our graphics guy is, and we could have all that like remade on the spot rather than send it to a third party wrap people. It's like, hey, make this for us. So knowing that I have friends like that are willing to just help out at in any time of the day, like Mike, you're awesome, thank you. And the reason why he's telling me to check my phone is because there is another truck that we're going to be debuting soon, and he's doing all the logos for that one again. I'm not going to say what. I'm sure a lot of people know what it is, but James will spill the beans on that probably in the next couple of days. So, so that's that. What else is there, Coop?
All right. Yeah, it was stuck on me for a minute. Nobody noticed.
Has anybody got a question for Cooper at all? I feel bad that like
What do
Cooper's
y'all
like.
think? I mean, I put myself on a cam. What do y'all think of Jamie doing a backflip off the side of a bus in Miami?
That was awesome.
That was a solid show too.
All right. Next
So
question.
actually, I guess we could talk about that show a little bit because there was something that happened to Tim Jones that was just a freak thing that just happened. But no, that backflip off the bus was awesome. I just wish he didn't blow a tire afterwards, to where he could have just kept going. But what I was referring to was because I know it happened a while ago, and I know we haven't done a stream in a while. But something I want to talk about was when Tim Jones went up the bus stack and the truck died, just shut off completely. And for a while, we were like, somebody shut him off. Like a tech official literally accidentally hit the button, killed the truck, and he, fell over and ripped the whole corner off, went end over end, which thankfully he was okay. Like that truck is built tough. So thank God he's okay. But it was just a war in the comments. Like everyone's like, who the hell shut him off? What the happened? Like every super fan trying to like think, I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. But I guess something in the ignition like came undone right before he hit the jump. Like the worst timing ever. And it just died. Like you got no power, you're just along for the ride. But I guess we could, since we're talking about Tim Jones a little bit here and we're talking about future shows, you guys are going to be going to a show in Missouri that's toughest monster truck tour, and the Gator trucks are going to face off. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about Lamar, Missouri, in that show. I don't know how far. I don't know how far it is on the schedule.
It's the 23rd of July.
I wish I was going to that show with you guys, but are you going to take it easy on him or?
I feel like if I'm able to, like I said, I'm learning the ropes, the fine line of pushing the truck, but again, not tearing shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if maybe I do a good job this next month of not tearing shit up, like James kind of like loosened the reins on me a little bit and really let me go like air the truck out and really see what that truck's really made of. Show. I know that I've been getting more comfortable with racing, understanding the turns and finding the sweet spot when it comes to turning courses, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really looking forward to that show. Like to me, that is like my Super Bowl of races for at least for my racing career in the summer. Like that's the show on my calendar. I'm absolutely looking forward to.
So the Stomping Grounds actually posted like everything that's going on in the event. So for those that are wondering, this is the lineup for the event. You've got Tim Jones and Tailgater, Darren Schnell and Bigfoot, which we talked about. He actually won racing in that last year. You got Jerry Beck and Dirt Crew, Whole Shot with Darren Basil, Barbarian with Devin Jones, and then at the very bottom you got Boss Gator with you, and then Monster Patrol with Casey Kromschreider. I think I said that right. Kromschreider. I'm getting there. I almost for a while I was like, I could just call her Casey K, but I'm like, that's tacky. I'll learn it. But yeah, so that is a hell of a lineup going in as rookie drivers. Like there are a lot of that, nothing but veterans. So they ain't gonna take it easy on you, man.
They're not. I mean, Casey coming in as the only rooks, but the thing is, like, Casey is no slouch either. And the way she's picked up her game in the last couple of weeks, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, even right now, but she gives me a run for my money every time. I feel like we're 2-2 on the season when it comes to racing.
I feel like you forged those numbers because I feel like she's beaten you more times than you're wanting to let on in racing.
I cheated a lot too.
Do you one tire? Be honest. Are you a one tire driver?
Do not go over.
Austin. Shaming on the mess. Shaming on the mess.
Tires don't go
Oh,
over.
All 4 BKT tires.
But that show, I'm telling you, man, that is gonna be like the show of the summer. Mark my words. The course they're gonna have ready at the stomping grounds. I mean, I got to talk with a track owner and his son here a few months ago. I mean, they've been making plans for the show for a long time, and this show is gonna go off. I think it's a 2-nighter as well. 2 shows. If you're anywhere in the Missouri tri-state area, or wherever, you need to be at that show. That's gonna be the show of the year right there. Mark my words. And like the great shows that they've had in Springfield, Miami so far. Don't get me wrong, they've been badass. But this one right here, you can't miss out on this one. Watch the highlights from last year, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, just Tim Jones and Darren Schnell and racing. Like you couldn't get closer than that. I love the way that course was. So who knows? Maybe it might be the same course style. Maybe it might still be S, or they're gonna do something more wild, more crazier than before. Screw it. They might pull an Elliott and be like, you know what? We're gonna add bus stacks to the racing lane. Good luck.
But see, it's like, so we talk about the Gators facing off, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with racing, and maybe hopefully I go out and be able to surprise some people. I don't know if they're going to do qualifying and let drivers get a feel for the track or whatnot, but we're all hoping the Gators line up at some point.
Absolutely.
The Gators have to, even if it's just a grudge match, when it's all said and done. Like we need to go out of our way to make that happen.
Just have Tailgater and Boss Gator, like who's got it. So
I mean, it's gonna be the only time ever these trucks line up. We got to do something cool.
Absolutely. So if anyone's got a pet gator in Missouri, you need to bring it to the show. Period. Another thing, since we're on the topic of 3D bodies and everything, I know when we had our stream about World Finals, we really ripped on this guy's truck with the way it was designed, and that is Velociraptor David Olfrit.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just this recent show, but he went to the finals in racing against Ryan Anderson.
Yeah.
So now I'm confused because I'm like, the only way I'm looking at this truck, I'm like, there's no way he can look out the floorboards because that is a big key factor when it comes to turning. I'm assuming because I only drive ride truck. So is he only looking at the windshield? Like, is that truck actually a lot easier to see out of than he's leaning on? I know you talk to him a lot more than the rest of us, but I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean,
I think he's just that good of a damn driver. He understands the feel of everything. I know when I first started driving at the beginning of this summer, and he's giving me all these pointers. Looking the way you look at the track, and when you're in the truck and you're getting parked, and you're looking at the different points of the course, so you kind of know where you're at all times in the truck. And I just think he's that damn good. He understands that. He's still very young in his career, and look at what he's doing. Look at what he's capable of. Getting the highest ranked independent on his Monster Jam tour. Monster Jam wanting to come in and make the test passes in the truck, and now he's got his own identity and meeting up against Ryan Anderson in the finals in a stadium course. I mean, you talk about future World Finals champions. Talk about independents coming back and giving these company drivers run for their monies. For their money.
Yeah. What money? There's no money in monster trucks. We all know this.
Too Tall is the man.
Absolutely. Now, here I still stand by this. Too Tall's too good for arenas. Too Tall's needs to be in stadiums next year, man. There's just no way that amount of talent in such a small. Yeah. He needs to be in stadiums, man. He's just so good at what he does, and don't get me wrong. Sorry, Team Throttle Monster, for any body damage that you're about to undo with that body. However, he's just that good. He understands, like you said, he understands the truck. He understands how to swing it around the course. I mean, he's capable. I mean, nothing against Christensen and Paul Jensen, but I mean, honestly, if there was a way to trade out drivers for stadiums, honestly, having Too Tall step in would have been a better ulterior to hopefully get some points up there for Throttle Monster. But you know what? We'll see for next year. Speaking of which, I feel like I should talk about this. I still need to order your belt.
That's right.
Totally forgot about it.
Yeah, well,
Harley's the champ around here.
Harley is the only. You can have all the trophies you want when it comes to Throttle Out. Harley is our champion with the draft series. I still need to order the damn belt. We've just been running around so much lately that it just completely slips my mind.
Yeah.
We will have it before the next first quarter starts up, I promise. But man, like there's just so much that has happened in such a short period of time. I guess something we could talk about. It hasn't been. It's been spoiled actually, but with Lee Plato.
I mean, you read my mind. Yes, I was wanting to go.
So you could go ahead and lead us in with that.
Out there on the West Coast, you got the world's youngest monster truck driver, Shane Plato, piloting the Skull Crusher monster truck.
Mhm.
His pops, Lee, drives a Scatter monster truck. And here a while back, he approached us with the idea, because we had mentioned this on stream. Actually, you had said this about getting our name on the side of a truck. He's like, hey, I think I got a way to make that happen. What do y'all think? Let's design a truck together. We got with Jason Becker and Master Faster, come up with this whole deal for kind of like
a bomber.
Yeah, kind of like a bomber look. And for those of you who've seen the pictures that got leaked out, I mean, let us know what y'all think in the comment section, because there's not been a whole lot out on social media lately of this truck, which I think Lee's going to post some pictures here in the near future, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. But this truck looks awesome. Old Chevy C10 body, kind of got the bomber American flag look to it. It's got our show name all over it. It's got Bull Snot on it, on the top of the cab. I mean, this is a sick looking truck.
Lee, I'm just saying, if you want to just get rid of that body after this weekend, like I would love to hang it up like somewhere here at the crew house, like just something with the Throttle Out show, nice background instead of making it look like we're at a funeral home, a banquet hall, a funeral home. Man, these guys are just ruthless to us. We will have like a studio of some kind set up. It's been so hot at the shop. We figured it'd be better off to do something here so that we were at least somewhat comfortable. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that turns out, and hopefully we'll have something again happen in the near future, because I hope it's not just a one-time thing.
We wanted to be there for it, but then we all ended up taking jobs and moving up here, so that.
But now we're in the industry. We're just not over there to see the truck and everything. But we'll see. I mean, dude, lining up against Lee Plato one day, I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If we could just meet outside of California.
I mean, I don't want to get my ass kicked by a son. That'd be extremely embarrassing.
Oh, dude, that's what I want to see. Is the boss gator get his ass whooped by a 14-year-old at a monster truck show? I'm all about that. Oh man. Well, Cooper, is there anything else in the comments? I'm trying to think of what else we could talk
In
about.
the comments?
Or did everybody just leave?
No, people are still here. I thought I saw one.
Say
Spence is fired from the show.
What'd I do?
That was one.
How did I get fired? What did I do?
Don't ask questions. You're fired. Gee, Tweety, you need to step your game up. You're in the big leagues now.
Who said that?
Who said that one?
The stomping grounds.
Oh, they're calling you out.
Damn, man.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh my goodness, I just started sweating really bad.
Do I need to turn down the AC? No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Just slightly shit talk.
Just the promoters on the stream being like, "Hey, I kind of screwed you over. Good luck."
How is Triple B treating you guys?
Man, I gotta say, James definitely takes care of us.
What?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, I was gonna say James definitely, and Josh as well, takes care of us. We got a new rig for rally yesterday, and we were talking like, look, the independent world is rough, and that's just all monster trucks in general. And seeing some of the equipment that other guys have, and you look at what we have with our rigs, and I mean, we're right up there with the best of them. I mean, we have just really, really nice rigs. I mean, so I mean, the fact that we've got, James pays us, takes care of us, make sure we're in good shape when we're on the road.
Yeah,
He's
James literally helped us get this house.
helped us get this house. Um, I mean, he's given us all basically the opportunity of a lifetime, and none of us want to see this opportunity go to waste. And, I talked about trying to find that fine line of, whether it's, pushing the truck to its limits and, hopefully I'm not overdriving the truck. It's, I want to do a good job for him, because I know he's gone way out of his way to make sure that I'm able to live my dream. So I want to, return the favor by giving him the nod and giving him, just the biggest shout out in the world if I could. So, I mean, this has been great to have Harley be a part of this. Fact, like I said, my daughter being at my first shows and just some key moments in my early on in my career. I mean, I'm so grateful and really looking forward to what the future as a whole.
Absolutely. I would have to say it's because it's night and day. Because I thought after everything that happened at Monster Jam, like I wasn't gonna be able to go back to Monster Trucks full time. Yeah, that's fine. Just go on your phones. I'm totally not talking.
Oh, you were talking?
That's fine. I'm used to it. The family dinners, dinner with my wife, it whatever. Uh, no, like I really didn't think I'd be able to come back to Monster Trucks full time because I knew if I was gonna come back, it'd have to be independent. And like you said, it's very cutthroat. They don't pay as well as going to the company. But the thing that really irked me at the company is just there's not a lot of passion in the shop.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with anything that just passion is everything in monster trucks and whatever it is that you aspire to do with your life, passion is everything. In working at Monster Jam, there wasn't any passion in the shop. It felt like this is a 9 to 5, this is a job.
Except for the Paxton shop, because we had popsicles.
But what he means, it's like, okay, at least at the Florida shop, it was you had the guys that this was their job, and you had the guys who were deemed super fans from the moment they walked in the door. So you had those two different classes of workers there,
Yeah, so
which made it extremely difficult for anybody to really enjoy working there.
exactly, and that's pretty much what happened to me because when I hear super fan, like people that are, those that are diehard monster truck fans really make this industry as special as it is. You go to a show and we like being in monster trucks, like we get to see these every single day. These diehard monster truck fans, they get to see them maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. That's it. And so why is it okay to bash on people being passionate and enjoying this as much as they do? I get it. Sometimes they're a little bit much where it's like you want to know the specific body and the specific date. Like sometimes it gets a little bit much, but at the end of the day, if you enjoy what you do, why is that such an issue? And that's what really irked me at Feld, where I would be like really excited and giddy. Like I didn't care what driver it was. I was excited to work on anybody's and immediately just being brought down. Like it was beaten out of you essentially, where it's like you cannot enjoy your job. This is a 9 to 5. You cannot be passionate. And that's just how I took it. That's how I was treated. And so when I took on Ride Truck, I know to a lot of people it's like, oh, driving a ride truck, that sounds awesome. Well, from what I was hearing from the crew guys, that is the worst position you can get because nobody treats you any respect in ride truck. I took it as it is. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna make this my own. I just went with it and I enjoyed it as much as I could. And I still went in the back and thrashed with all the race trucks and still did what I could to learn racing on race trucks. Fast forward to come and work on Triple B, it doesn't feel like a job. That is not like that whatsoever. We all enjoy this industry. We all are picking each other's brains. Speaking of which, Josh is the smartest guy I've ever met in my life. Josh Baumgartner. He drives Mechanical Mischief. He's our shop foreman, and he does not get enough praise as much as he deserves. I mean, he is just awesome. And like just learning as much, not even just learning about monster trucks, but I've never cleaned a pool before, and Josh literally told me and Cameron how to do it, so we cleaned out the tarp.
Hand and everything.
He does, absolutely. Like we'll just be casually talking about like, yeah, I'm like into RCs and this and that. He's like, yeah, I've got like 15 of these, 20 of these. I'm like, how do you have like so many RCs? Or I'll just be like, yeah, I've always wanted to try 3D printing. Yeah, I've got like 6 3D printers. Josh, what don't you have? Like,
Josh, we think, oh, I've got these cameras, I've got a drone, I've got GoPros, and I mean,
production studio, like
Guys into everything's got front end loaders, tractor equipment.
The dude is so humble. That's
Yeah.
that's the biggest
One of the
thing.
nicest
is
guys.
Literally, he'll give the shirt off his back for you. You call him in a heartbeat. You need something, he will be there, and we greatly appreciate it because there's a few times where it's like he's overworked, like whether it's ordering parts, going and getting stuff, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, if you need help or needs an extra set of hands that you might be doing something you don't know, he's right there to help you out. But at the end of that's everybody at Triple B. I mean, Mike Rowley, when I first got there, I mean, I basically kind of shadowed with him and just went around to every single truck. Like first 3 days, my hands were on Barefoot, USA One, Boss Gator. I mean, every single truck that was Triple B, I had my hands on it trying to get it ready with Mike Rowley. And that's what we strive to do is like we're a team. We work together. It's not just you're in your trailer, just worry about those trucks. That's it.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing at Monster Jam where it's like when you were assigned with a trailer, there was a lot of people that were like, well, my trucks are done. I'm going to go this way. I don't need to help them out. My trucks are fine. That's their problem. And that's just such a toxic way to look at things. And going into the independent scene, like the Groth twins, like they literally gave the shirts off their back. They fed you guys. They showed you guys how to do shocks. I mean, that is the big difference between working for the company and corporate and then doing this on the independent side, because at the end of the day on the independent side, this is a hobby to everybody that does this and we enjoy it, and that's why it's so much more enjoyable. So I don't know, as far as like what the future holds for Triple B, I really think that we can really grow and expand. I think the problem is we're growing so fast we need another building.
Yeah.
Like we do not have enough shop space for what we have right now. But the other thing is we just need some more great, passionate people that want to come work on monster trucks. And honestly, guys, like when I asked James about what Minnesota, like St. Cloud and Minnesota was like, I really thought it was very rural. There's just farms everywhere. There might be a Dollar General and a gas station with a Subway. Like that's literally what I thought was it. And I come out here, it is just so nice. People are so really so kind. The food is amazing. I mean, it's just such a nice place to come to. So I mean, I'm staying here. So whatever happens with Triple B, whatever, but I'm staying out here.
This is a nice area.
I love it out here.
Yeah,
I
where
really-
we're at, especially, is a really nice area. Anything you could want is over here. Great venue for concerts, just 15 minutes down the road.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so much.
And the other thing is like ice fishing. Like I felt like such an idiot when you and I went to lunch that one day, and they call them ice houses,
Fish houses.
fish
or
houses,
something?
one of the
Yeah.
two. And we're driving by and we see these trailers that are just slammed on the ground.
It looked like a camper that like they turned into a lowrider. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I
what
was
I'm like,
wow, look at this guy. He's
We're
an
just
idiot.
like we're just looking at each other like a couple of idiots. Like, wow, that is the stupidest thing we've ever seen. And then we talked to Casey, and she's like, yeah, that's an ice house or a fish house. It's like everybody has one of those. We're like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, like you lower it to set it on the ice when you go ice fishing, and it's like a whole living quarters. I mean, we were just like, well, we feel like a couple of jackasses. So, I guess here's so. I got a question because I only got to do one show with you. How many times on loop have you listened to Tenacious D since you've been on the road?
I actually haven't listened to it.
I really haven't like you think.
Okay, really? Because I feel like I've listened to the whole Tenacious D soundtrack like 5 times over
Hanging
when I
out
would
with
do the Woodward. What?
Hanging out with Rowley.
Oh my gosh! Well, Rally isn't bad with Tenacious D. It's just some of the there's this one song by Louis Armstrong called Cheesecake. You want to annoy somebody? Play that song on blast. That or My Dingling or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like we're 16-hour to 14-hour drive or whatever all the way out to Wyoming, and this is what he's playing. I'm like, I am not gonna last in this truck.
Don't worry, Rowley. When I had to drive your semi yesterday, I listened to country and country that whole rig up for you. So
Oh no.
you're welcome.
Oh man.
What
Cooper.
else, Coop? We got any more questions down there? It's about time for us to close out.
No, not really.
Not really.
Oh, there's one. There is one hot topic, and not
Oh.
the store. Okay, there's like two right now. How
Okay.
much do you want to bet there's going to be a second Son of a Digger next year? And
What is-
do you believe it's going to be Weston Anderson driving? Because
Yes and yes.
have you guys heard that Weston Anderson is driving Son of a Digger in Glendale soon? Apparently, this is what this comment says.
Yep, I saw that. I
I
don't.
did not know that. That is
Yeah,
news to me.
yeah, I saw that. Weston Anderson's gonna be. Well, it's funny because Brandon Vincent has filled in for Ryan and has driven his truck. But here's the thing. Here's the weird thing about Son of a Digger. Like I get it. It was Ryan's name in mud bogging, and I get that. It's weird to associate that is Son of a Digger, but the main driver that drives Gravedigger is his brother. So you've got Adam Anderson, and then his two brothers are driving Son of a Digger. So technically, shouldn't all three of them be driving Son of a Digger?
You would think.
Yeah, that's
Technically,
kind of out there. To me, like it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like Weston's killed it in the arena series. I mean, Glendale though, that's a big stadium floor going immediately from an arena tour to. Well, he did
he did Vegas.
not Vegas, but which he did all right, I guess. I mean, it wasn't terrible. But Glendale is a lot bigger stadium floor than Orlando.
Yeah.
Like that is a huge floor. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he's able to lay down like Ryan does. But good luck to them crew chiefs or to those crew guys. They're gonna need it.
I think he'll lay it down. He's going to be driving his brother's truck, the biggest floor out there.
Mm.
He's going to want to throw down. He
Yeah.
will. But I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Aren't they? There's international shows going on too, isn't there? I can't remember. Good.
Yeah, they just did London.
Yeah, they
I
did.
think
That's right.
What?
Finland.
What?
Yeah, I've never done an international show, so I don't really
You
know.
haven't?
I've never left the States. I've
They're-
always wanted to do an international show. but
They're
I never had the-
interesting.
That's what I hear. The stories you and Tweety talk about, like
We had a boxing
soccer
match.
games, brawls, boxing matches, standing on top of the stadium itself.
Did we?
I want to do that. I might feel like I'm going to fall through, but I want to do that.
Did we stand? The only stadium that I remember standing on top of was in Syracuse.
It was the Syracuse.
Syracuse is out in the middle of the desert.
You ever done
Oh,
Saudi?
yeah, I did that when we went to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You ever did Saudi?
No.
I heard Saudi was interesting.
It very much was.
Like-
I saw two camels in the back of a Chevy pickup truck. They were
That
ratchet
doesn't
strapped.
sound very out there though for Saudi
They
Arabia.
I mean, they sold camels. It was awesome.
I just heard that somebody made a comment that like they went to go get gas, but because they were American, they were like refusing service to them.
That I don't know because I didn't go. But I do know is that during their praying time, they started playing Maxi's theme song.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was like, you guys are really bad at this timing thing.
Well, I feel like that's something we need to end on right there. Everybody think about that.
Yeah.
And we'll end the show on that note. Coop, thanks for hosting tonight, my man.
No
Yeah, we really
problem.
appreciate it, dude.
Steve broke into my house, and I've been dealing with that most of the time. So that's where I've been.
Well, hey, give Steve a big old hug for us. There's going to be an interview with Steve Lashinsky on our social media here, on our YouTube channel here relatively soon.
Go sub so you don't miss it.
We're actually almost about just a little over 40 subs away from 1,000 subscribers. We're climbing.
The
We're
video
getting
will
there.
be posted when we get 1,000 subs.
So, yeah, a couple other things. Hopefully, we'll try to get another live stream in before Harley and Casey and I head on the road next week. The other thing is, when this stream hangs up, Spence and I are going to be working on the pool, but we're also going to be looking at getting some hats made to put on our website. So make sure you go to our website, buy our shit, support us. Y'all remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Hi, Waylon.
Did you end the stream?
No.
Probably not.
No, it's still going.
Just awkwardly, like, is it on?
I'm
Yeah.
leaving.
Oh, Josh texted me. He's like, "Thank you for the comments. Don't forget what you learned about motor code."
Goes up to my new YouTube channel, The Poncho Man.